Hey y'all, it's y'all favorite cozy girl, Chi the Reality Queen, and I'm back again with another episode of RHOP Chronicles. A little cozier than usual because my hair is wrapped, but it's late. Today we're going to be talking about Real Housewives of Potomac. It is back. They gave us a little break because of the Super Bowl, but we are back with episode 1 of the reunion, or part 1 of the reunion. And I'm just going to go and say, when I kept on seeing those clips online, I was like, okay, it seems a little lackluster. But this first episode was not lackluster at all. I actually enjoyed this part 1 of the reunion. So let's get into it. Of course, it starts with the lady showing up, and Andy tried to be a little shady and went to Karen and was like, well, how do you feel about Charisse showing up? Karen has told us time and time again how she feels about Charisse. And she told Andy, she said she should be here. Lord knows y'all was trying to put her on camera every single second. And it's true, like, you guys are the ones trying to make Charisse a thing. Like, I can be cordial to the girl. I do not care about Charisse. Like, me and Charisse are just not friends. And that's where we have a problem, because she wants us to be friends. But I just thought that was funny. He goes around to the other girls, then they come out and they're talking. I think they immediately ask Ashley about her relationship with Luke from Winter House. I don't watch Winter House, or maybe it's Summer House. To be honest, I don't watch either show. I don't know. But anyway, she's dating Luke. He's a hockey player, whatever. And she says like that relationship is over. And then she mentions that Giselle asked her about Jason from the same show, Winter House, Summer House, Winter, Summer House, Fall House, whatever. And that's how they got hooked up. And honestly, I just think Giselle is ready to have a storyline. And if that storyline is dating a younger male, then that's her storyline. But I think she sees that we're fed up. Like, you cannot go an 8th season with no storyline of your own. Like, you need one. And if that is her dating this younger man, more power to her. I don't care if it's fake. I don't care if it's real. I just want her to have something else going on besides other people's lives. Personally, it's getting bad. So I feel like this hookup was a little desperate on Giselle's part, but I also feel like if this is her getting herself prepared for season 8, then I'll take it. I mean, I have no choice. I will take it. Then they talk about, Andy asks them how they feel about the seating, and he's like, you know, I'm trying to seat people based on who likes who and what have you. And, you know, I do agree. I mean, at first I was thinking that was bogus, but then I feel like, okay, obviously he wanted Wendy and Mia and Robin on opposite sides, because obviously they've had their physical altercation and Robin got in her face pointing. So I guess it was like, let's keep those people apart. But I also feel like he just wanted Robin further back. Like, Robin gave us nothing this season. Like, girl, you should be sitting like in the stands or something. Like, you really shouldn't be on the stage with all your lies, with all your mess. Like, why are you here? Oh, before he asked her, when he was going around, he asked her like, oh, is Juan coming? And she's like, oh no, Juan has to work. Now, why are you pulling that lie out of here and telling it over and over? I mean, he's busy, I understand that, but you're telling me all these other husbands aren't busy? Maybe not Chris. Chris seems to be very available. I like him, but he do seem available. But Eddie is an attorney and he's busy, and you know, Ray owns his own company. Maybe that's why he's able to take out time. And G, I guess he's retired now. But all these people seem to be able to take time. However, if y'all remember from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Coach Shaw was there for Jen. And he and Juan both coach collegiate athletics. So, and Coach Shaw is apparently at a much bigger school, so you would think that he would have less time. But somehow he had time to stand by his girl, okay? And that is a man that loves his wife, regardless of what they say she's done. You know, I ride for Coach Shaw. I like him. I think he's very level-headed, despite marrying the craziest woman around. But yeah, then they start asking Ashley about her and Michael and their divorce and how she likes living in her new house and whatever. And Ashley tells us that Michael has a key to the house, talking about, oh, it's for the boys. I know many divorced people who actually get along with their ex-spouse And they don't even have the keys to each other's homes. Like, Michael Darby has the key to Ashley's home because he owns it. Like, let's just be clear. He has the key because he pays the mortgage on that house. That house is in his name. That is his home. And so he has the key because I would love for you to live in a house that I own and I don't have access to it. Like, no, he absolutely has let her know what it is. And Ashley is so dumb that she doesn't realize that she has nothing, zero, nada. Like, she doesn't even have control over her life after or during this separation. For him to show up and the man she was spending the weekend with has to leave because he want to come drop the kids off early. Like, you have your time and I have my time. But Andy even asked, like, do you think that you're dating this younger gentleman that also has money, that's handsome, whatever, that he's a little jealous? And she's like, no, because he's dating also. No, Michael Darby knows he controls you and you are boo-boo the fool and you're letting him do it. That's what we're looking at. Yeah, so then she goes on to say that she started to fall in love with this guy from Summer House or Winter House, I don't know. And it's like, she's like, oh, it's because it's the first relationship after the divorce. So I'm feeling like, you know, he's giving me all the things that Michael wasn't giving me. And Ashley, just save it. I don't care. I don't know. I'm so over her and her being dumb that I think it's just hard to hear her talk about anything, really. But anyways, they ask her about her prenup and alimony and all this stuff, and she says that his prenup was so ironclad that she gets nothing, $0. All she gets from him is this house that he's paying the mortgage on and child support. And if she's like, there's contingencies for when I'm in trouble. Girl, in a minute, he just gonna take those kids. And when he take those kids, the only thing about Michael Darby, it seems, she said he's a good father, whatever, but it seems like he likes to leave the other people to take the kids because he has other kids. I mean, they're much older, they're grown, but we never see him interact with them. Even Candace and Chris had Chris's other kids living with them. You know, even if it was temporary or whatever, we never saw Michael Darby's other kids. And maybe they're grown, they don't want to be on the show, whatever, that's fine. But it just seems like he's like, okay, I'll just have these kids and then the mother takes them and I'll pay them to take care of them. When they were asking her all these questions about even how much money he made, she didn't know basic. Like, she has no idea how much money her husband made. She knew nothing about anything. Like, that girl, they called Robin, I think it was Karen who called Robin the dizziest B word. And it really is, actually. Like, if there were not copyright issues, I would insert that video clip of Nene calling Phaedra not smart to describe Ashley, because she's not smart. She's not smart. I've said it before, I'll say it again, and it's getting annoying because it's like, I can't believe you've been on television, you've been around all these other women for this long, and you're still not smart. Get it together, girl. Get it together. Then Andy asked a question from someone who, you know, wrote in a question asking about how, like, Ashley called Candace the least accomplished woman on the show, and now coming into this season, Candace has her album, Candace is, you know, doing things, and she is complaining about not even being able to pay a mortgage if Michael doesn't help out. And is she now the least accomplished housewife? And first of all, cleared, because Ashley, yes, you have always been the most least accomplished housewife, or least accomplished housewife, but because you were married to a rich man, you felt like you were above Candace, because Candace married someone she loved. You married someone who was a bank account, or at least that's how it seems, because clearly you don't have no sense in your head. But you felt like she was the least accomplished because she married for love. Maybe that's your standard of accomplishment. And now, and you played her because she had generational wealth to play off of, like, and land with, because her mother took care of her. And you were talking about by 30, you should have this and this and that. But the thing is, it's sad. You're just sad because your father dipped and then your mother didn't have what it takes to take care of you. So you had to go seek your father in Michael Darby, and then you use that to cut down Candace. And Candace should have never one day be cut down for having generational wealth and being able to live, and her mother helping her out and doing all those things, because those are things your family should do for you if they can, right? Everybody else is allowed to take, but for some reason Candace can't take from her own mother. She got to go find a man to take from. Like, girl, no, raggedy. And Ashley has nothing without Michael. Like, she's on this show, but either she lives so far above her means that she can't afford herself, or they just not paying her that much on this show. And she's been, she's been using this show to kind of take care of the little things while Michael pretty much took care of everything. Oh my God, Mia. I love Mia. I do. I really do. Like, I hate her, but I also love her. Like, that girl can just lie. And it's insane the way she lies. Like, she's over here talking about her business, talking about there's 3 board members and G was one of them, and one was his brother, and then the other one, and they voted him out. Then it was 8 board members, then it was managing partners, then she's CEO and she's a board member. And it's like, girl, the truth is, you probably never had any control over your company whatsoever, but you talked this whole CEO, big girl boss thing up that you're trying to save face now. And it's like, it's not clicking. The face is not being saved. You actually look dumb. And everybody's like laughing at you. And she's like, well, I'm just not going to talk about this in this situation with people laughing. Like, they're laughing because your story is inconsistent. It's not straightforward. It's silly. It is a silly story. Okay. It is silly. So to me, I'm just like, Mia, don't talk anymore. We don't care about your business. She had all these places she was renting. She said bi-coastal, but she mentioned North Carolina and Virginia. And thankfully, Wendy mentioned they're on the same coast. Like, please let this girl know that she dumb too. Like, it's like laughable, but it's also like, you kind of like her. Like, I don't know. I know a lot of people don't. I know people get so frustrated with her, but it's so foolish. It's like lovable. It's endearing. It just is, right? And she also talked about her sickness and, the whole cancer, no cancer and all that. And she explained it. And I think, that doctor's visit was a good clearing of everything in that last episode where they showed that. And nobody wants anybody to be sick, right? Like, it's not a thing that you want of your castmate, even if you don't like them, right? Because that's so difficult. But it also was crazy because at the end, they made it seem like, oh, it's just a rash. And a rash just seems so silly when you were talking about cancer and all this other stuff. Like, and she explained in the reunion that it was 2 different doctor's visits. Like, they were, knocking things out. And there also was a rash on top of lumps. So it kind of cleared it up. But when the lady said it on that episode and she was like, oh, it's just a rash, it made it seem like, how did they think they biopsied a rash and thought it was cancer? Like, girl, what's going on? Yeah, so I thought, whatever. Oh, also in the beginning, and they mentioned it after, is that they show about Robin after the reunion was taped, talking about Juan cheating and getting caught up and all that stuff. And honestly, the reason why I didn't even want to mention it is because all of that is irrelevant, because it's not going to be addressed in the reunion. Like, yes, they're bringing it out and reminding people and showing people, but it's not even going to be addressed in this reunion because it was taped. She brought it up after the season was done. So to me, I'm just like, you guys could have saved it. I mean, yeah, just for messy purposes, to let people know that everything she's saying here is based on a lie, because it was a lie. But, Andy was nice to her, like, oh, you're married and this and that. And Karen, did you ever see this coming? And Karen, much like the rest of us, no one saw that coming. I'm nobody, but just based on what we see on TV, I truly believe that Juan loves Robin. He loves her deeply. He loves who she is. He loves what her family has done for him. He loves all of that. But I just don't think he likes her very much. Like, so he can, he can't leave her, right? Like, he can't not be with her because that love is there. Maybe even a little bit of, you feel like you owe her something or her family. But I just don't feel like there's a lot of like there. And so that's why them bringing that up in the beginning when it's not really going to be focused on in the reunion because she didn't come out with it after, I don't think it really makes that much of a difference. Okay, this is so random and off topic because they didn't really talk to Wendy in this reunion clip and they didn't really talk to Karen in this reunion clip, but I did notice Wendy was like making little comments. Did she get new teeth? Because it looked like she can't close her mouth. And I'm just like, her teeth were really good before. What did she do? Did she maybe bleach them and it hurts? I don't know. But her teeth look different to me. And if you guys noticed that, or maybe I'm crazy, please comment below. Somebody let me know what happened to her teeth because I'm concerned. Also, when Mia was talking to her business, Giselle brought up embezzlement. And Giselle, do you even have the range to understand the type of allegation that you're making on television? Like, I feel like Giselle is so messy that she's always in messy mode. And you could tell that she was trying to cover for Mia a little bit, but then she still made that embezzlement comment. So it's like, is the girl your friend or your enemy? Like, what's going on here? Like, I can't with Giselle. Like, if you say somebody's your friend, you got to ride for them the way you ride for Robin. You don't bring up her mess on camera because you respect her. Do the same for Mia. I can't believe you'd even make such an allegation. It's insane. And then, yeah, I think that her and Candace's back and forth, like, they're talking about the Chris situation. Giselle is lying about it. Then she brings up, or they show the unseen footage of Giselle reading a DM that came from Chris after the show wrapped, saying, he's sad that they weren't able to talk this season. However, he's sorry if he did make her uncomfortable. And she's like, oh, that's an admission of guilt. Baby girl, it's not an admission. He didn't admit it. He said, if that's how you felt, then I apologize. But that's not what he thinks happened or how he saw that situation. And here comes Robin's raggedy ass talking about, can we just agree that a man should never be in a hotel room with a woman? America, that's rich. Coming from Robin, whose man was in a hotel with a woman paying for it because she lost her wallet. Really, Robin? Now I know Karen called you a dizzy B word. I get it because you woke up on this show and was like, can we just agree? Despite your man doing that just 2 years prior. I can't. The jokes write themselves. Like, Robin, you're not smart. I'm sorry. So many women on here are just not smart, and I have to address it. So yeah, but Giselle was just wrong. And then Andy was like, well, what is this whole thing about sexual assault? And you're claiming that Giselle accused Chris of sexual assault. And it's true. If you're going around saying that Chris is grabbing other women's bottoms, that is a serious allegation. He never did that. And the cameras proved it. And the only reason Giselle in that moment wanted to apologize is because she knows that the cameras proved it. Because when she didn't have the little producers playing it back for her, she was willing to say whatever without thinking of any consequences that may come from her making that statement. She didn't care, but now that the cameras played it back and showed that she was lying and she boo-boo the fool, now she want to be like, oh, I'm sorry, and when he comes out, I'll apologize. So Candace telling her to take that apology and ram it up her, is, in my opinion, absolutely correct. Like, girl, you should have never said it. There should have been no circumstance under which you made that comment and thought it was appropriate. You should have never even gone there because you didn't have to. That was a choice you consciously decided to make because you wanted to disparage her husband. And to me, people need to go as low with Giselle as she goes with them, because she be trying to take people to hell and want them to stay on earth. No, you got to drag her with you. Oh, you want to take me and my husband to hell, baby girl? We can go together. It's a group trip. Like, come on now. I just don't like that about her. And, you know, she was mad. She's like, you spend so much time worried about other people's husbands, families, to create a storyline that you don't talk about yourself. And she made a comment about her uterus. And was it appropriate? Maybe not. Maybe not. But I feel like Candace has a way of dragging people. Like, she goes really, really low. And I'm not saying that it's right, but I feel like it was not appropriate, because I feel like, for example, when Giselle said cancer, no cancer, everybody was like, oh my God, ha 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 ha, can't, you know, she's funny. But it's like, was it funny? I didn't think it was funny. I do think there's a way to go too far, but these women, a lot of them think there's no bottom. Like, you could just keep going. And I don't agree. But Giselle does need a taste of her own medicine. But one thing I love about every reunion, Giselle comes to every reunion and just looks so stupid. She is not somebody that works well in real time. When people are going back and forth with her, she could be clever in her little interviews. She could be clever when she's with Robin. She could be clever on Reasonably Shady. But when somebody is in front of her, confronting her face to face, she spends half the time like this. And that's because she's not clever. She's not clever. She's not quick. She's not clever. She's not witty. So she just gets dragged through the mud. But I do think, and I've said it probably like 3 episodes ago, 2 episodes ago, 1 episode ago, that Giselle really should have taken us on that health journey with her, because even Mia said this is something that she might be going through. So seeing it happen to someone with this spotlight on her could make a lot of other people feel comfortable, but she didn't do that. She wanted to waste her season talking about other people. I'm glad she's okay and everything turned out well, but it's like, girl, you had an opportunity and you blew it. But I'm excited for the rest of this reunion. Like, I really, really am, because I'm actually liking the direction that it's going in. It's not that boring. I thought it was going to be, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm excited, and I will be back to recap the next 2. I think they said it's a 3-part, to recap the next 2 parts. And I hope you guys join me. Please like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Tell me your feedback, what you didn't like, what you did like. And, you know, I'll try to incorporate it in my next video. All right. See you guys. Bye.